Hey guys, today I'm doing another tag video and this is called the book clock tag, and I was tagged by the creator Danica Leigh Ellis. So as always, her video will be linked down below. This seems like a really interesting video that does require a little bit of math, and the questions are kind of complicated, so I will be referring to them here on my computer. Question number 1 is, how fast do you read? And I've never actually timed myself, but I know that I read about 10 pages in 10 minutes, so I guess about 1 page a minute. Question number 2 is, how many books do you read in a year? And for this one, I basically just added up my books from 2012 and 2013 and averaged those because I haven't actually ever counted how many books that I read in a year until 2012. So averaged out, that came to about 33 books a year. Question number 3 is, how many books are on your TBR list? And I have about 97 books. Question number 4 is, based on how many books you have to read and how many books you read in a year, how long will it take you to get to the end of your TBR list? I think for me it'll take about 3 years, or at least a little under 3 years, because 33 books every year for 3 years is 99 books. So yeah, about 3 years. Question number 5 is, how many years have you been reading? And I actually started reading a little bit older than, I know some people learn to read when they're 5 or 6. I didn't learn to read till I was 8, so I'm 22 now, which means it's been 14 years since I started reading. That's actually really crazy to think about. Question number 6 is, based on how many books you read in a year and how many years you've been reading, how many books have you read in your lifetime? And the math for this one works out to about 462 books. And I don't think this is entirely correct because that is based off of my 33 books a year, and I know for a fact that I read way more than that as a kid. I would go to the library every 2 weeks and I would take out about 10 books at a time, and I would finish all of those before I went back to the library. So I was probably reading 60 books a year, maybe, when I was younger and I didn't have a lot of homework and reading and things like that. Question number 7 is, how many hours do you spend reading in a week? And for me, I spend about 21, or at least 21 hours a week reading. And I know that seems like a huge number, but you have to remember that I am an English major, so my homework is reading. If I'm not writing a paper, I'm reading. It's kind of the best major ever. Question number 8 is, how many hours a week do you spend in book-related activities other than reading? So that includes booktubing, book blogging, looking at pictures and tweets about books on Tumblr and Twitter, and I worked it out. I spend about 17 hours a week on book-related activities. I know that sounds like a whole lot, but it's really subjective. It depends on the week. It takes me about 3 hours for every video, so that's about half hour of filming and then 2.5 hours of editing, and I don't necessarily do that all in one day. You know, I kind of will film one day and then edit the next, and, you know, spread it out over a week until I release the video, things like that. The 2 hours that I spend on either Tumblr, Twitter, or YouTube, Booktube, looking at book-related things, most of the time with the videos, I'm doing something else, so I'll put them on in the morning while I'm getting ready, or at night when I'm freshening up, things like that. So yeah, it doesn't, I know that 17 hours sounds like a lot, but I'm generally doing other things at the same time. Question number 9 is, would you like to change that ratio? Or would you rather spend more time reading and less time on book-related things? And no, I don't think so. I think it's a pretty good balance, and like I said, because I do so much reading for work or for school, sometimes at the end of the day I just don't feel like reading and I'd rather watch booktube videos. And the last question is, anything else you'd like to add, and who do you want to tag? And I feel like that covered pretty much all of the numbers about reading that I can think of. But I will tag a few people specifically. I'd like to tag Marlin Alina, Book Need Love, The Collected Works, Books and Pieces, and Reading Bukowski, and I will be contacting all you lovely people. But the rest of you, if you haven't been tagged in this and you'd like to do so, feel free to go ahead, and I will put all the questions below with the link to the original video, because these are questions you need to like really look at and kind of do the math beforehand. Anyways, I hope you guys are having a fantastic night, day, morning, whatever time it is where you are, where you're watching this, and I will see you next time. Bye! Someone's gotta fix that teleprompter.